In retrospect, I think Vince McMahon, he didn't belong in the wrestling industry. He was only in the wrestling industry because his daddy handed him the keys to the empire. He should have been a politician. I mean, the things that Vince McMahon has gotten away with in his life, and the way that people bow to him and kiss his feet, even in retirement, even in the face of all of these revelations of all the women he sexually harassed and assaulted. I mean, not like to anybody's shock, but that's kind of the reason why it just kind of went right over people's heads, is because people expected Vince McMahon to be that guy. But to be Vince McMahon and to be that guy and to be that guy not facing the consequences should piss a lot more people off. And the fact that it doesn't, I mean, going way, way, way back, all of the things that he's just been Teflon, like a lot of politicians are, because they are privileged, they are white, they are rich, and they can throw money at a problem and make it disappear. He was like definitely a showman. He could definitely command a crowd. He had great oratory skills. So he would have that in his back pocket, what he would choose to do with those skills, nefarious or for, yeah, he'll just say nefarious purposes. Okay, so that's already decided because he's fucking Vince McMahon. He has a good story. He has a good story. He has one of those feel-good stories, despite his dad being a rich wrestling promoter. He grew up in a trailer park in North Carolina and despised rednecks because of it, despite, turning into the same morally bankrupt piece of shit caricature of a redneck you always hear about. That to me is like the legacy of Vince McMahon. He hated rednecks, fucking hated them with a passion, and yet he was just as carny, and he was just as lowbrow, and he was just as aggravatingly dense and stubborn as the caricature of the American redneck that you see. It's just it's stunning how closely he resembled the thing that he seemed to hate the most in this world. But yeah, you got people left and right just bowing down, kissing his feet, despite if any of those things were to happen to them. That's a point I made in yesterday's video. And it's still, it's just how, with just like a little bit of critical thinking and a tiny bit of magic, you could put yourself in that position that you're the one being accused of sexual assault. And if you don't have a shitload of money to throw at it, you have to go the traditional route of going to court and then going to jail and forever marring your reputation, et cetera, et cetera. Consequences, things that Vince McMahon has never been very good with. I think, in fact, when I went to the AEW show, when I was in Michigan, my sign said Vince fears accountability. And look at this. What better way to distract the public from your legal consequences or your legal troubles than to just fucking quit? To just retire, do the thing that you said you would never do until the wheels completely fell off, and instead you're doing it now as a fucking distraction. Just a fucking distraction. And or damage control. Damage control. That's also, it's probably more damage control than a distraction. But still, he fears the accountability of what could happen if he stayed in that position, and more of these things started, and I guarantee you more things will be uncovered as time goes on. It's only a matter of fucking time. How much money does that guy have? How much money has he paid? You think that there's not more out there? Like I said yesterday, there's a P-tape. He's afraid. He's really fucking afraid of something. The tanning salon incident was probably like the least of it. I mean, oh my God. But yeah, that was a big tangent. Why else would he make a really good politician? He's just morally bankrupt. He's willing to do business with fucking Saudi Arabia, and that takes a special kind of morally bankrupt asshole to do business with a country whose crown prince just had a journalist slaughtered, condemned the world over, but yeah, Thanks for the money. Thanks for the money, because that's always what it's been about. And that's another way he would make a great politician. He's all about the fucking money, because that's all politics in the United States is these days. It's all it boils down to. It's money. It's fucking money. It's little pieces of paper that mean far too much in this fucking planet. On this planet, the best we humans can do is paper money and crypto. Just any type of money whatsoever. It's an infuriating concept to me. And it should be an infuriating concept to more people beyond I just don't have enough of it, or I wish I had more of it. Vince McMahon, the ultimate showman, he gets away with everything, everything from the fucking steroid scandal to his culpability in the Chris Benoit. I mean, he's had... You remember when he was asked to show accountability? This is because politicians aren't really good with accountability either. He fucking knocked the papers out of some guy's hand, and knowing that this would be recorded, knowing that this would be aired on television, didn't give a fuck. Just knocked the paper when some guy tried to hold him a little bit accountable for all the wrestlers who died under his watch before there was any semblance of a wellness plan. And I still, to this day, if the wellness plan worked as it was intended to work, why the fuck did they not see that Chris Benoit's brain was slowly turning to mush? Like, how did that just like completely leave their radar? And the people who act surprised, who acted the most surprised after Chris Benoit did what he did, it was all for fucking show. I'm convinced that people knew he was losing his goddamn marbles, and they just did nothing about it because Vince McMahon, his wrestlers, his independent contractors, they are nothing but means to his end, which is to make money and to give them as little as possible, and to go after their Twitch revenue, and to take and suck up every last fucking dime that's not nailed down or glued to the floor that these people make to support themselves. He was just... And that's another way he would make a tremendous politician. Very little care for the workers, very little care for the blue collar. And I mean, in this case, the blue collar in WWE are the people who are making the show work. So your producers, your wrestlers. Vince McMahon is just... God, look at the results of his creative decisions over the past 5 or 6 years. Are you fucking kidding me? Please. That ship would run a hell of a lot tighter without him in charge. And maybe it will. Maybe it will. But treating his wrestlers like cash cows, you know, there's just nothing good about the guy. And I think there's nothing good about most politicians, just period, the world over, but especially in the United States. So maybe that could be Vince McMahon's... Fuck, we have an 80-year-old president, for fuck's sakes. And in 2024, they're going to reelect a guy who's going to be 80 almost. Trump's probably going to get reelected. Or if not Trump, then some other fucking moron from DeSantis. That's fucking scary. Ron DeSantis, president of the United States. How low you've set the bar, America. How fucking very low you've aimed. And how very little you've settled for, you fucking weird humans. Oh my God. Ron fucking DeSantis, Donald Trump, Ted Cruz. These people still have jobs. They should have been... I won't go that far. No, I will go that far. They should have been put in clasped in stocks and subjected to the public square, especially Mitch McConnell, Joe Manchin, all these. Okay, anyway, fuck Vince McMahon still. I'm still laughing at all of the people, even the wrestlers who worked under him. Like, oh, thank you, Vince. Stephanie McMahon leading the crowd in a thank you, Vince. Like, I'm just like, you are all so fucking ridiculous, and you don't know how ridiculous you look to everybody else who knows Vince McMahon is a piece of shit and does not deserve any praise or admiration or adulation or respect from any one of you, because he never gave it to you, and he never gave it to the people who made him rich, and he never gave it to the people who he had power over, ever. Ever. I don't care how many bootlickers emerge from this. Goodbye, so long, farewell, good night, good riddance, Vince. And have a good day, folks.